how I created more than 200 millionaires. And how I did that was I created a system and I taught them my philosophy. And so directly and indirectly, we had over 200 people become millionaires utilizing my systematic approach. Very powerful system, teaching yourself and your team the art of duplication so that someday, sooner rather than later, your business can start to take off with or without you. A system is about an order in which you do things. Once you've mastered your process, you don't want to change things. In the beginning stages of your career, if you're going for the next level, you're going to work a lot and make a little. But once your skill set catches up, you're going to work a little and make a lot. So what you've got to do is you've got to get clear on the process of doing it over and over again and working on your mindset. Your business, your career, your trade is going to play tricks on you. And if you're not strong in the mind, it will get you and you'll be back in the matrix you go. Teaching my belief to become their beliefs. Teaching you the things that have allowed me to go from broke to multimillionaire. Hello and welcome to the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast with Anthony Powell. Guys, I'm excited to be here with you today. Beautiful day behind me. I'm excited. Now, I'm going to go into a couple topics today regarding how I created 200 plus millionaires using a system. First of all, you're probably going, man, 200 millionaires you created. Yes, I created actually more than 200 millionaires. And how I did that was I created a system and then I had people license my system and I taught them my philosophy. And so directly and indirectly, we had over 200 people become millionaires utilizing my systematic approach. So I'm going to be going into some of the things today regarding a system. Now, what do you know a system as today? Everyone knows a very powerful system, yet very simple system called McDonald's. Now, we're not talking about the food. We are talking about the systematic approach of how they bring the food to you. Red is Coke. You press red, Coke comes out. You press green, Sprite comes out. The two beeps means the fries are done. You stick them upside down. You shake the salt twice, not 4 times. This is a systematic approach. So what you've got to understand in your business or anything you do in life, if you want to succeed, you must have a systematic approach. Okay? And if you have a systematic approach, then what you need to do is you need to teach doing it over and over and over again. And in that over and over and over again, you get to learn the things that work and the things that don't work. So the first thing I would recommend that you all start to learn is called teaching yourself and your team the art of duplication. If you look at the definition of duplication, it's everyone doing the same thing. A simple way to understand duplication, let's say you've got students in a semicircle, right? And the semicircle is you got students here, they're sitting in their chairs in a semicircle. This student's number 1, let's say this student's number 50. So there's 1 through 50 sitting in a semicircle. And the teacher walks up to student 1 and says in their ear, we are going on a field trip at 2:30, meet at the front of the school to load the school buses. Pass it on to the next person. By the time it gets to the middle of that semicircle, it's going to be, hey, at 2:30, we're going to see the fat teacher and we're going to smoke weed in the back of the bus and raise hell and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to be the same message as the person 1 as person number, let's say 20 receives. However, if you get a piece of paper and you write on it, 2:30, be at the front to load the school buses. We're leaving at sharp, 2:30. Pass the piece of paper on. You could go to student number 50 and ask them, what are you going to do at 2:30? They'd all have the same message. That is the art of duplication. And that is what you're looking for in your business. That is what you're looking for in all the departments that you operate. And maybe you're the only person that runs your business right now. You've got to create the true art of duplication so that someday, sooner rather than later, your business can start to take off with or without you. A system is about an order in which you do things, which is what creates duplication. So for me, I get up, I have a meeting with my people. What do I meet about? I go over yesterday's numbers. What do I talk about? I talk about where we were good and where we were off. I look at the patterns and where we were winning and where we lost. Because the numbers tell me everything. We do the same thing. Then we do our day, and then we have a meeting at night. We do our calls the same way. At the bottom of the hour, we dial our appointments to confirm them. At the top of the hour, we call our sales calls to close them. So we have a system. Bottom of the hour to confirm, top of the hour to close. And we do this over and over and over again. So that brings me to the third thing. When you have an order in which you do things down and you understand what you're duplicating, the same thing over and over, that's where you have you're following the plan, write it down, over and over again. This sounds simple, doesn't it? Well, McDonald's is so simple. They do what, 3, 4, 500 billion a year, but they allow 14, 15, and 16-year-olds to run it because it's a system. It doesn't require some one person to be so smart. It creates simple movements done over and over again. The next thing is not changing one thing in the process. Once you've mastered your process, you don't want to change things. For example, if I walk up behind one of my salespeople and they're putting words into the script, and that's not what it says on the script, they're gone. I'm not doing this with that person. It's real simple. Just read the freaking words on the script. It's not what you read, it's how you read it. Because we're all reading the same thing. But when you put your own words and you start to change the process, you change the system, you change the order in which we do things, you're out because you're disrupting the system. Working on mastering the right mindset. You're going to have to work a few extra hours. You're going to have to work on the weekends in the beginning. You're going to have to do things that other people are not willing to do to get ahead. Because you're going to make a little bit of money for the first 2 years and work a lot. And you got to have the right mindset to realize that over a period of time, it's going to switch where you're going to work a little and make a lot. Let me repeat that. In the beginning stages of your career, if you're going for the next level, you're going to work a lot and make a little. But once your skill set catches up, you're going to work a little and make a lot. So what you've got to do is you've got to get clear on the process of doing it over and over again and working on your mindset, because your business, your career, your trade is going to play tricks on you. Okay? It's going to play tricks on you. And if you're not strong in the mind, the business or whatever the tricks are being tried on you, it will get you and you'll be back in the matrix you go. 9 to 5, baby. And you're going to have little bitty increments over the next 10 years. All right. Teaching my belief to become their belief. So my whole mission is, once I've mastered my system, then I teach my people my business beliefs and have them mastered so that it becomes their beliefs in business. And by doing that, they walk like me, talk like me, act like me, become me in business. Now, I'm not trying to change someone's personal belief, but in business, we're all coming together, because I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to find someone that wants to make my belief their belief and take it to the next level and beat me. I don't need to be the ego. I need to be the teacher. Okay? That's so important. Working on the finishing touches with their dress and grooming. It's really simple. A lot of times people that you find that want to go to the next level with you, it's a touchy subject. You need to teach them how to groom their hair, get it cut right, use the right products, go take them to the store and get them to help, how to pick out outfits. Because listen, most people start out with nothing. I've had to take so many people to Neiman Marcus and Saks and Nordstrom's. I've had to take so many people to get their hair cut and say, here are 5 or 6 things that we need to look at, because people buy people, they don't buy products. And if you look like a shaggy dog, or you don't look kept, or your clothes are off, I'm not saying go spend $1,000 for an outfit. Many times I went to Marshall's and and Ross dressed for less, but I know how to put it together to where it looked like I had money. I didn't look like the country bumpkin. I didn't look like the person with no money. So sometimes you need to have people help you out. And then the last thing is a monthly investment plan. The number one thing you need to be investing in is your business, which is your advertising. Once your advertising gets to a point where your business is so big that you have enough reoccurring advertising dollars, then you need to start investing in an S&P fund. There's a lot of them out there. They're all the same. One of them people use is called VOO, VOO, and it's okay because VOO is just like anything else. You're going to put money into the top 500 companies in the world. And here's what you got to do, whether it's 100 a week, 100 a month, 500 a month, 1,000 a month, whatever the number is. Because what I did was I first started out with 100 a month, and then I went to 100 a week, and then I went to 500 a month, 1,000 a month, 2,500 a month, 5,000 a month. And when you're putting money in your S&P fund, you can't touch it. You just can't. If you have a rough spot in your life, can't touch it. You don't have it. Because here's what I can tell you. If you put money away every single month in 20 years, you're going to have about 2, 3, 4 million with just a really basic investment plan. Once you get to 1 million or 700 or 500, you can start taking 100,000 out and go diversify with other things. Get into multifamily, which is apartments. Right? Multiple doors are better than one door because then you have enough cash flow to pay the debt load. We won't get into that, but you want to stay consistent. What you don't want to do is believe that you need multiple streams of income when you're broke. You need one stream of income. You need to go balls to the wall. You need to make that successful, and you need to put money in your S&P. And then when you get a little bit down the road, maybe buy your first 4-plex, 8-plex, 16-plex apartment complex, live in one of the units and the debt load is carried for free rent. And the rest of it, you just pay down the debt, and eventually you'll flip it, sell it, and go get something else. Do that 3 or 4 times. You'll make $1 million doing that too. You can also do that and make $1 million or $2 million flipping multifamily apartments. But start with the S&P first and focus on your business. That's it. Increasing your advertising. So this is how I helped create over 200 plus millionaires. These are the things that you want to go over. Number 1, teaching the art of duplication. Number 2, a system is about the order in which you do things. Number 3, following the same plan over and over. Number 4 is not changing one thing in the process. Number 5 is working on mastering the right mindset. We talked about that several times. Number 6, teaching my business beliefs to become their business beliefs. And the next one is working on finishing touches with their dress and grooming. And the last one is a monthly investment plan. So guys, thank you very much for being on this podcast today. It's been amazing. Looking forward to working with every one of you and teaching you the things that have allowed me to go from broke to multimillionaire. We'll see you on the next Digital Entrepreneur Podcast with Anthony Powell. Bye for now.